We thank Land Rover for their support of the Takapoto Classic. Big sponsors here over the past 8 days of show jumping competition. And if you haven't yet had a chance, you can hop into a Land Rover and experience the capability of the Land Rover Defender, Land Rover's most adventurous vehicle, in an exhilarating off-road environment right here at Takapoto Estate. You can book on site via the Land Rover brand ambassadors at the point of departure, which is just outside the GH Mum marquee. And of course, Land Rover is synonymous with equestrian sport. It's been a part of the Land Rover brand for many, many years. And Land Rover have been big supporters of the Burghley Horse Trials in England, as well as the 3-day event in Kentucky and other equestrian events around the globe. It's certainly a sport which resonates with Land Rover as a brand, as it does with a lot of their customers who are associated with it. So if you haven't yet had a chance to try out the Land Rover Defender experience, then pop along to the GH Mum marquee later on this morning and try out the Land Rover Defender. Might be a little early in the morning, but if champagne is your thing, you can also sign up for the GH Mum RSRV champagne tasting. That'll start from 11 a.m. today and will be on the hour up until 4 p.m. So 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. And you can join the GH Mum Champagne Ambassador, Emmeline Troger, for an exclusive tasting of Maison Mum's flagship range, Mum RSRV. Emmeline will take you through the 4 RSRV cuvées, the 4.5, the Rosé Fujita, the 2014 Blanc de Blanc and the 2012 Blanc de Noir. The sessions are 45 minutes long and are $50 a person, and you can book over at the Marquee Bar. So we're 3 minutes away from starting the Dawson & Co. Horse Accumulator. And for those of you who missed my effort to explain it a little earlier on, there's a course set with 10 obstacles. Each obstacle that the riders clear, they receive that number of points that correspond with the number on the jump. So if they clear fence 1, they get 1 point. If they clear fence 2, they get 2 more points. They clear fence 3, 3 more points, and so on. At fence number 10, there is the option of jumping a joker, which is set at 1.50 meters in height. If they choose to jump the joker, they get 20 points. So if they clear everything on the course, there's a maximum of 65 points that the riders can pick up by the end of the course. If they have the joker down, 20 points is deducted from their score. So it's very expensive to have that 1.50 meters joker down. If they choose not to jump the joker and jump fence number 10, they just get 10 points and they can finish with a maximum of 55 points. If any rails come down throughout the course, they just do not get a score. Nothing is deducted, they just don't get the score. If they have a refusal, then 4 points is deducted from their final score. And if there are 2 refusals, then heights of 1.20 meters and above will incur elimination on the second disobedience. So you'll get the hang of it as we go around the course. It'll be a fun class. 10 obstacles, beautifully spread out over this wonderfully groomed Partridge Jewelers arena. So lots of options for the riders to have a good gallop between fences, because if there is an equality of points, then we go to the time. So the riders should also be looking to the clock in this class. If there is an equality of points, then we will go to the time. And this accumulator course has been set by our visiting course designer, Frank Rothenberger, celebrated the world over as one of the very best course designers around. He's an FEI Level 4 designer and is the cornerstone at the CHIO Aachen, and has also designed at World Championships, Global Champions Tour, World Cup Finals, many five-star events, and of course the Olympic Games. So it's a pleasure to have him back here again in New Zealand at Takapoto Estate. He's also assisted this weekend by Michael Hayes, who has come over from Australia, an FEI Level 3 course designer. And David Johnson as well. And we have Erin Duffy, who's come up from down south, building over in the APL Window Solutions ring. So we welcome our first combination to the Partridge Jewelers Arena. This is Sophie Scott. Sophie is riding Steffield's Candidate.
Sophie Fisher, aboard Sensation, the next combination in the arena. Sophie from Cambridge.
Sophie is based in Palmerston North and is a full-time rider running Ben Rose Sport Horses. Has won many national titles, won the New Zealand World Cup final last month and was second in the New Zealand World Cup Series. And she rides Steffield's Candidate, 10-year-old Holstein Across mare by Bellwood Corleone. So on her way now, our first combination in the Dawson & Co. Accumulator.
Just a reminder to you riders that after Tanya Meetings has gone on 6 hours, there will be an arena grooming. There will be an arena grooming after combination number 15. So, welcome Victoria. Victoria is all Versace EZPH 5 Red Long.
A super ride there. Sophie Scott and Steffield's Candidate set this class alight. Beautiful clear round, time of 59.82 seconds. Time allowed is 71, so she's well inside. And she finishes with a maximum score of 65, having cleared that joker, which is worth 20 points. So well done, Sophie Scott and Steffield's Candidate. 65 points, the maximum number you can get. So our next rider to go in the Accumulator, Sophie Fisher, I believe, and Zara PPH.
Must be the Lisa Coop character. And Samantha is aboard Double J Oden. Red row Robin and Indy Jacobs at Double J Stud. Just a reminder that the completion of our next combination will be in arena grooming.
So just confirming Isabel Jameson finishes with 19 points, having had rails down at a few of the fences, 5 of the fences. So 19, time of 69.62. So that's the bell for Ryan Lim on course number 5 in the draw, and Ryan is riding Fuji.
So the final combination before a quick arena grooming. Welcome from the Terranarian. Tanya Henson, she rides Caesar, NZPH. Ryan Pettish, Dupas, out of Bosch Crew, NZPH. Caesar, NZPH for Tanya Henson. Just an unfortunate rail there at fence 12, last fence 4, Tanya Henson.
So a few rails down for Ryan Lim and a disobedience. So we'll be taking off 4 points for the disobedience, and he won't get any points for fences 3, 4, and 9. So we'll just let the judges confirm that. His time 89.50 seconds, so he incurs 5 time faults as well.
Players so far: Zara May, Alexa Randall, James Steiner, Francesca Corrish, Georgia Milner, Victoria Rattray, and Oliver Croucher. So those combinations have gone clear. They will be back for the jump off. A very, very hotly contested jump off it will be.
So our judges confirm a total of 40 points for Ryan Lim and Fuji. And our next rider in the Dawson & Co. Accumulator is Steffi Whitaker, number 7 in the draw. And Steffi is riding Carpe Diem. warm blood thoroughbred cross mare by Cassini Declips out of Miss Lindauer. So at this stage, Sophie Scott in the lead with the maximum number of points in the accumulator, 65, cleared the joker beautifully. Three rails come down for Steffi Whitaker and Carpe Diem, so she misses out on about 26 points, so finishes on a total of 29. Next to go is Jono Smith, jumping down to number 10 in the draw. Jono is a farrier and electrician based in Kinloch, Taupo, and rides Halpuri Turnip Blue NZPH. So Jono Smith finishes with a total of 42 after 4 being deducted for the refusal at the joker. So he then opted to jump fence number 10 as it was, so finished with 42. Had some time faults, 2 time faults, so we minus that off the score. So it's a total of 40 for Jono Smith and Halpuri Turnip Blue NZPH, but a quicker time of 78.50 compared to Ryan Lim's 40 in 89.50. Jamie Campbell on course now, looking at the wrong rider. Hannah Bodle with Halpuri Galileo NZPH, number 9 in the draw. Hannah's a full-time show jumping rider. and runs her own yard at Whakanui Stables with a strong focus on producing and starting young horses. Well, Hannah Bodle hops over the joker to try and build up the points, but unfortunately that comes down, so that's expensive. So 20 taken off her score. So I think she finishes now with a total of 5. 73.40 was the time. So she finishes on a total of 5. Now we go to Jamie Campbell on course, riding Oaks Centurion, number 11 in the draw. A warm blood gelding by Centus out of ASB Indira. Jamie's had a great show here with some good placings over the past few days. New mum as well to Leo, based up in Auckland. Coming to the last on 32 now, so she'll need to do the joker to increase her points. Oh, rolled it, but it's clear. 63.30 and a total of 52 for Jamie Campbell and Oaks Centurion. So she missed out on 13 points with the 3 rails down at 3, 4 and 6, but finished with 52 after clearing that joker and picking up a final 20 points. So that'll slot her into second place unofficially, behind Sophie Scott, who has had the perfect score of 65. So well done, Jamie Campbell and Oaks Centurion. Michelle Wakeling is our next combination to go, number 13 in the draw, with her horse BMW Chakolili.
So, Meg Bissett, we welcome young lady, member of the ESNZ Talent ID squad. She rides Bewitched NZPH. Bewitched NZPH. Blind Stallion Orlando. The NZPH mare in Marriott.
Watch out, riders. There's a loose horse galloping around the grounds. just rebuilding that fence one.
Well, unfortunate elimination there for
Course builder
NZ
Michael
the
Hayes
H2
and
refusals
David
does
just making
designate
sure that the
elimination.
first fence is
So,
back up.
Partridge Jewelers Copper to
And a very
final.
unfortunate fall there
We're
for
underway again here
Michelle
in the
Wakeling,
APL
very
Window
uncharacteristic.
Solutions Arena.
And her horse
Welcome
BMW
now
Chacolili
Alex Loisel,
rapidly
originally
departing the
hailing
arena.
from Canada. Alex, and he rides
Our
Kiwi
next rider
Coco,
to go
by
is
the
number
stallion
2 in the draw,
Kiwi
Matthew
Gunsmoke.
Dickey, who was busy in the
Partridge
other
Jewelers
ring,
Copper
the
to a
APL
fight.
Window
7
Solutions
clears
ring.
so
So
far.
he joins us now with
Coming back
Waitangi
for the jump
IMAC.
off.
And at this stage, the
9
scores for the
combinations
accumulator,
yet to go.
we have Sophie Scott in the lead with a perfect score of 65 points, having jumped everything clear with her horse Steffield's Candidate. We'll see her at the end of the class with Edison DN. So that is the maximum score that you can get, 65, jumping everything clear, including the joker, and a very good time as well of 59.82 seconds. We've got Jamie Campbell sitting in second on 52 points with a time of 63.30 seconds. So that is the bell now for number 2 in the draw, Matthew Dickey and Waitangi IMAC.
Total of 8 jump faults there for Alex Loisel and Kiwi Coco.
Well, a great ride there, Matt Dickey. A clean slate all the way round, so he finishes on 55. So opts not to do the joker, so he just gets 10 points. 68.80 seconds on the board from our timekeeper, and that'll put him into second place by my reckoning, behind Sophie Scott on 65. So 65, 55 for Matt Dickey and 52 for Jamie Campbell. So number 12 on course now, Grace Percy, young lady who's made the trip up from Queenstown with numero uno Nelly. Well, a few rails came down there for Grace Percy, and early rails not too bad, not too expensive. You don't get 2 points, but it does get expensive when you have fences 7, 9 and 10 down. So missing out there on 28 points. So total of 27 Grace Percy ends up with. Missed out on 28 points, but she ends up with a total of 27, time of 67.50. Number 15 on course now. WHF Eclipse for Georgina McClintock.
And Ollie is aboard Weighty Valiant.
So hopefully you're understanding and following how the accumulator works. It is less expensive for the riders to have an early rail rather than a late rail. When they have that rail, they just do not get the value that is on the side of the jump. So if you have the first fence, you miss out on 1 point. But if you have the last fence down, especially if it's the joker, then you get 20 points deducted. And if you have fences 9 or 10 down, you just miss out on getting an extra 9 or 10 points. Well, Georgia McClintock had fence 9 down, so she knew she wasn't going to get 9 points there, so opted to be safe and jump fence number 10 rather than the joker. So finishes on a total of 46, which by my reckoning will put her unofficially into 4th place, but of course we'll confirm all that later. We welcome back Sophie Scott, the young lady who took the class by storm as the first combination out and the only combination at this stage to go clear and pick up the maximum score for the class, 65 points, and a very good time of 59.82 seconds. So she's back now with Edison DN. So she'll look to do that one more time. Sophie Scott on course with Edison DN.
7 combinations left to go in the first round.
$1,000 prize purse to the winner of the class, and some very generous money on offer for the minor placings as well. $55.76, a very good time there, and Sophie Scott finishes on a total of 56 points, so she slots into 2nd place, so sitting in 1st and 2nd at this stage. One hand on $1,000 prize purse for 1st place and $800 for 2nd. Not a bad day at the office for Sophie Scott. But still another combination to come. But that was expensive for Sophie to have a rail at fence number 9, missing out on the 9 points there, but clear over the joker.
Well, it's all clear for Sally Clark and Victoria's Secret. Unclear so far, and it is going to be a very, very fast jump off. Partridge Jewelers Copper Tour Final combination. We welcome back to the arena Tanya Henson. Tanya is aboard.
So our next combination to go as we get towards the end of the Dawson & Co. Accumulator class is Sophie Fisher, number 3 in the draw, a 24-year-old young lady from Cambridge, riding the 9-year-old mare Zara PPH.
Tanya Henson rides Nahiwi Spectre.
Our judges confirm a total of 44 points for Sophie Fisher and Zara PPH. Had rails come down at fences 2 and 9, so missed out on 11 points there. But she finishes on 44. Time is right, 68.21 seconds.
Scania fence number 2 for Tanya Henson aboard.
So that should pop her onto our leaderboard in about 6th place unofficially, but we'll let the judges confirm that at the end of the class. So this is the Dawson & Co. Accumulator. A big thanks once again to Dawson & Co., the family-owned designer furniture store with stores in Parnell and Constellation Drive.
Bred by Charlene Workman and Extreme Sport Horses.
So it looks like we have no more riders warming up for the Dawson & Co. Accumulator, so we'll just get the official confirmation from our judges of those top 6 placings. And if there's a representative from Dawson & Co. here, then do head on down to the Partridge Jewelers Sand Arena and make yourself known to our judges. So a great class that was, the Dawson & Co. Accumulator, and a very clear win there for Sophie Scott and Steffield's Candidate, coming out first to set the class alight with a perfect score of 65 and the quickest time of 59.82 seconds. So well done, Sophie, with Steffield's Candidate. Sophie also finished in 2nd place with her second horse, Edison DN, and finished on 56 points. So that was another great ride there from Sophie. In 3rd place, Matthew Dickey and Waitangi IMAC finished their round with 55 points. So a perfect round, and they did not attempt the joker. Fourth place goes to Jamie Campbell and Oaks Centurion, and they finished on a total of 52 points. In fifth place, Georgia McClintock and WHF Eclipse finished with 46 points. And finally, in sixth place, Sophie Fisher and Zara PPH, who finished on a total of 44. So very well done to Sophie Scott. Certainly was your day today in the Dawson & Co. Accumulator. And if there is someone here from Dawson & Co., then do come down to the Sand Arena and make yourself known to our judges so that you can help us to recognize our winner and place getters. So Angus Dawson, if you are here, then give us a wave and come on down to the Sand Arena. Our judges, Fiona Tapp and Rosemary Trelaw, making their way down with the beautiful ribbons for our prize presentation. I'll read those results out one more time. The winner of the class, first and second place, Sophie Scott with Steffield's Candidate, got the maximum score of 65 points with Steffield's Candidate, and was second with Edison DN, finishing with 56 points. Third place goes to Matthew Dickey and Waitangi IMAC, finishing on a perfect score of 55 without jumping the joker. In fourth place, Jamie Campbell and Oak Centurion, finished with 52 points. Fifth place goes to Georgia McClintock and WHF Eclipse. They had 46 points in total. And our sixth and final place getter was Sophie Fisher and Zara PPH, who finished with 44 points. So congratulations to Sophie Scott. Certainly was her morning today, taking out first and second. And some generous prize money there as well. $1,000 to the winner, $800 for second. And some great placings there for Matt Dickey in third, Jamie Campbell in fourth. Georgia McClintock in fifth place.
It's all clear for Kimberly Carrington aboard Double J Barmaid.
And Sophie Fisher and Zara PPH in sixth.